Chapter 71 Little Queen, Jun Hongzhao. It shouldn't be difficult for the Emperor to find a sist. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Right? Hearing Chen Gongting's words, King Chen's eyes flickered. Well, what kind of power is there? You'll know after seeing it. Today we came with the Imperial Edict. Seeing the Imperial Edict is like seeing the Emperor of Xia in person. The strong men stationed in the Holy Land of Tianyuan domain are not as good as King Chen, because he is the Prince of Xia. Their status and strength are not at the same level. The ancestors of the Chen family occupy the territory and dare to kill those strong men, but they are just as so. If you dare to touch King Chen, you have to weigh the consequences. You don't have to bear the wrath of the royal family. Naturally, it's not in vain. Hearing the woman's cold reply, Chen Gongting smiled slightly and ignored King Chen. That's right. It's me. A truly awesome undercover will never return empty-handed. I don't know what to bring back to make me look good, so I'll bring someone, and some of the involvement, as the saying goes, the internal disputes and support of the royal family, led to this scene at this moment, but this time it happened suddenly. In case I couldn't return to the royal family, I trembled and brought the little queen back directly, and this girl, named Jun Hongzhao, is the daughter of the ancient Jun family. Because of some involvement, she became the little queen of the Xia Emperor. Why the little queen? First, Jun Hongzhao is still young and not old enough to serve the dragon bed. Second, the queen is not dead yet, but according to the agreement of the Xia Jun family, Jun Hongzhao will definitely be the mother of the world in the future. Third, the Xia Emperor has many concubines and doesn't care about this person at all. So they have never met each other. Of course, it is also because she is a member of the Jun family that she is so cold and indifferent. Some of the relationships are very subtle. As for why Jun Hongzhao was brought out, it was purely Jun Hongzhao's own will. Otherwise, in such a place as the palace, it would be harder than ascending to heaven to bring someone out. And after returning to the Chen family, they should no longer interfere in the internal affairs of the Xia royal family, but Jun Hongzhao is valuable. Jun Hongzhao is dressed like a maid at the moment, but she still can't hide her temperament and figure from a famous family, which is synonymous with temperament. Her face is beautiful and exquisite, her temperament is cold, and a glance shows that she is a rich and noble girl. Jun family. Xia. She murmured between her red lips and pearly teeth, as a woman, if she wants to dominate her own destiny, she can only seek wealth and honor in danger. Logically speaking, she cannot leave the Xia palace, because she has no support behind her, and she will die if she escapes, but she never expected that the opportunity would suddenly come, and the minister who supported her, Chen Gongting, well, let's not talk about it. Anyway, this time the Chen family suddenly gave birth to an emperor-level strongman, and Xia was in turmoil. She must seize the opportunity. Because with her current situation, she can't contact an emperor-level person. Without an emperor-level strongman, everything is floating clouds. This time, the opportunity suddenly came with a sharp turn. Chen family, Ancestor. Looking forward to it, the Chen family is still busy, there are strong puppets to maintain order, there is no chaos, and everything is going on in an orderly manner. As an emperor-level strongman, Qiao, the emperor, naturally has no interest in these things without her fighting, but Chen Fan, the ancestor, personally came out to take charge, watching the Chen family members return one after another. As a worker, she couldn't not come out. Then, she started chatting with Ling Qingqing. Madam Tianyuan, how did you get to know Tianyuan? Gossip. Because in her opinion, with Ling Qingqing's strength, it is obvious that she cannot get in touch with Chen Fan, not to mention that they are still together. The stories of the ancient storytellers dare not tell this. Ling Qingqing was silent. My husband, you took the initiative to find me. Tell the truth, but I won't tell you the secrets involved. Upon hearing this, Emperor Qi Yao was a little confused. Does Tianyuan want to cultivate her as a wife? Because Ling Qingqing is such a rare genius at this age. Her future achievements are limitless, and it is also possible to be dug out by Tianyuan to cultivate her as a wife. This, as expected of a young and energetic young man, he is energetic and has the mind to support his wife. Isn't it good to have a ready-made one? Then he looked at Ling Qingcheng. Well, interesting. That it's so easy for the emperor to chase a woman, Ling Qingcheng. What are you thinking about? Qiao Emperor continued, if I become your sister in the future, will you refuse? That it shouldn't be difficult for the emperor to find a sister, right? Moreover, she won't hide her feelings too much. If she likes it, she likes it. You can tell at a glance. It can be seen from being easily defeated and kidnapped by Tianyuan. Just don't let Xuanji know. When she comes back, the rice is cooked and everything is too late. Ling Qingcheng was horrified and confused. You actually like this Qiyao? Silence again. No. Looking at it this way, it turns out that we are 50-50, half and half. Hearing this, Qiao Emperor Bingyan also had a little smile on her face. Okay. Although she still didn't know why Tianyuan was in a hurry to have a child. Is there a reward? But I can do it, too. Really, a little embarrassed, suddenly, noticing some movement in the crowd, Emperor Qiyao's face instantly turned cold. The next moment, he appeared beside Chen Fan. Tianyuan, a member of the royal family. As an old-fashioned imperial domain, our Qiyao Dao domain naturally has a master. The Xia dynasty is not involved, but Tianyuan territory is different, because Emperor Tianyuan suddenly appeared. Unfortunately, there is no surprise about this matter, because Qiao Kingdom also came here. Chen Fan hummed, it's time to come, but it doesn't have the aura of an emperor-level expert. Of course I have noticed it already. But from this point of view, the Xia dynasty does not think that the purpose of it is to fight against the entire Xia. I'm going to destroy it. Emperor Qiyao was aware of Chen Fan's ambition, so naturally he didn't hesitate and left immediately. Chen Fan stopped him, wait a minute, I'll take care of it. At the beginning of the family, could not stay behind the scenes. This name was also a shock to the clan. In the same way, it also improves prestige and establishes its own foundation. There is one thing to say, the main reason is that Emperor Qiyao is afraid of accidentally injuring his teammates, so he has to guard against it. If others are on guard, must also be on guard. After hearing this, Emperor Qiyao had no choice but to stand behind Chen Fan. As the royal procession approached, there was much noise. Get out of the way. Everyone, get out of the way. The 2 rows of guards in front began to drive away the crowd, make a path. It made many people dissatisfied, but when they saw the royal family's beast riding, they immediately restrained themselves a lot. After being undercover for many years, I have to understand the truth clearly, otherwise I would never have the chance to go home. We can't resist, otherwise it will ruin the family affairs. The King of Dust was full of royal majesty, in the beast's chariot, full of domineering, and looked at all this with an indifferent expression. Nigh, a strong man at the pinnacle of the holy realm. Come meet the ancestor of the Chen family and pass on the imperial edict. Naturally represents the mighty imperial power. Then with a cold face, holding the imperial edict in his hand, he stepped over the crowd, came out directly, and jumped up. Chen Gongting, who was riding another beast, held his hat and stuck his head out to take a look. The sky, the Tianyuan territory has changed. The disciples of the Chen family who were living abroad were all summoned and came back. I'll do it. King Chen is about to take action now. It seems that he is determined to conquer me, the ancestor of the Chen family, and become a prince with a foreign surname in the royal family. Jun Hongzhao in the car didn't care about worldly affairs, he just looked forward to the ancestor of the Chen family, the powerful emperor. Suddenly, a figure fell from the sky and hit the ground heavily. Awesomely, the King of Dust. Chen Gongting's eyes widened. King Chen, why did you fall? At the same time, a young man appeared in the sky. Who gave you the courage to act wildly over my Chen family? After hearing this, Jun Hongzhao quickly got up and came out to take a look. Chapter 72 King Chen, Chen Gongting, it's your turn. There's a traitor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 72 King Chen, Chen Gongting's turn is yours, the inner ghost. It doesn't matter at this glance, Jun Hongzhao is also tempted. What a young ancestor. It was completely different from what she had imagined. Especially in this scene, he suppressed a strong man at the peak of the Holy Realm with one hand. She gave Chen Gongting a confused look, but Chen Gongting ignored her at all and looked at the young figure. Master? I almost wondered if there was something wrong with my eyes, Jun Hongzhao. The King of Dust threw such a huge amount of dust that he was beaten down without even reacting. A powerful person in the Holy Realm is so fragile. The face of the royal family was trampled on in an instant. The high-spiritedness just now became two extremes in an instant. Just one hand struggled to hold up the imperial edict to defend his last stubbornness, but when he heard the question, he roared angrily, I am King Xia Chen. I came here on the order of the Emperor. How dare you, that he came with an imperial edict. The new Emperor is not that powerful, but with his cultivation at the peak of the old Holy Realm, he can still resist. However, the fact is that there is no room for resistance at all. He almost began to doubt whether the other party was the new powerful emperor. The sudden scene happened so unexpectedly that the Chen family members reacted suddenly. They all looked at the young figure above their heads. Emperor. Ancestor. I don't care about the King of Dust and the Imperial Edict. My family doesn't even understand it. Chen Fan looked down at the King of Dust with an indifferent expression. Who cares who you are? Flying in the air above my Chen family is a death penalty. That with the strength of the Xia dynasty, it does have the qualifications to intimidate him, but not much. Then, he directly pressed it down with a palm. At this level, there is no need to be fancy. Ordinary power attacks are the most practical and simple. Everyone's eyelids twitched when they looked at that unobstructed palm print, which seemed unremarkable, but felt as if their souls were about to be shattered. King Chen was so frightened that he couldn't move at all after being locked. His face instantly turned pale, as if he was as scared as an ice cellar, and this ancestor of the Chen family looks so young, and he kills people at the slightest disagreement, which is not ordinary. Then he yelled, Chen Gongting, that it's your turn, come on, come out and speak. Convince him. He still had time to say the imperial edict, so he couldn't care about it. It was important to save his life, however. Thump. Master, Chen Gongting, am back. Chen Gongting was also dumbfounded. What's going on? The patriarch whom we agreed with is the young master Dai. As for the mission given to him by Emperor Xia, he had long forgotten it and could not remember it. King Chen was dumbfounded, and then he vomited blood in anger. At the end of his life, he looked at Chen Gongting in disbelief. The ghost. Your Majesty asked him to use all means, no matter how coercive or tempting, to win the surrender of the ancestor of the Chen family. He is fully prepared and confident. However, in fact, I didn't even say a few words, a minister who deceives his teammates. Boom, the next moment, a super strong man at the pinnacle of the Holy Realm, a prince who was unattainable in the eyes of ordinary people, instantly fell into dust and ceased to exist. Everyone gasped. The princes of the Xia royal family were destroyed at the word. My Chen family is so powerful. The accompanying royal guards were confused. What did they say? We haven't seen it clearly yet. Jun Hongzhao was stunned, so strong. This is definitely not an ordinary emperor who can easily obliterate a peak Saint Realm expert. Logically speaking, King Chen can at least resist a person who has just broken through the Emperor's powerhouse with just one move. Chen Fan doesn't mean it. Is it an imperial edict? What does it have to do with me? What Lu Bu said is right, your husband is walking in the world, how can he stay under a depressed person for a long time? Then I looked at Chen Gongting and I knew it. Second elder. It's me, young master. Chen Gongting burst into tears, not daring to regard himself as an elder. Welcome back to the clan. Chen Fan smiled, stable, the return of the Chen family management is a good thing. As for his character, he can see through his mind at a glance. The disciples who were watching suddenly realized that they were one of their own, which gave them a sense of security. Master, I'll bring you someone. Chen Gongting quickly accepted the reality and didn't bother to ask anything. He glanced at Jun Hongzhao over there. Chen Fan looked over casually and saw the woman, dressed like an ordinary maid, but she always felt extraordinary. What is difficult to conceal is extremely mysterious. Second elder, what does this mean? Young master, she is the little empress of the Xia dynasty, the future mother of the world. Chen Gongting said with a subtle smile. King Chen didn't know how he was feeling, but he was in a good mood anyway. The Chen family gave birth to the emperor, so he would not return to the royal family. Seeing Chen Gongting talking to Chen Fan and looking here from time to time, Jun Hongzhao didn't feel shy and stared straight at Chen Fan. You tell me this is the ancestor of the emperor? Little queen. This move caught Chen Fan off guard. If you are part of the royal family and can travel with a generation of princes, your status must be good, but if you bring the queen back, it will be too high. Chen Gongting nodded, yes. Her name is Jun Hongzhao, and she is the daughter of the Jun family. The ancient family. Chen Fan was thinking about it. Not surprisingly, geographically, the Chen family and other ancient families would not have any interests involved, but there are also competitions for resources and opportunities among the top forces, competitions among geniuses, etc., which are of course a matter for later, and this person from the Jun family must be from a famous family. Master, I hope you can keep her by your side and serve you. Chen Gongting reminded quickly. This is also the reason why he brought Jun Hongzhao back. Originally, she was for the ancestor of the emperor, but she turned out to be the master. That's even better, they are both young and suitable. I'm determined to be the matchmaker. Why? Chen Fan knew very well that keeping the woman of the Emperor of Xia, who was still the little queen, was tantamount to dancing in front of the royal family, not to mention that she was still a member of the Jun family, and the involvement would become more and more serious. Although the relationship with the Xia dynasty would only get worse, he was also happy and was not afraid to compete with the Jun family. But he had to ask clearly. Chen Gongting was mysterious. Master, she. The voice became smaller and smaller. Hearing this, Chen Fan was shocked. And Chen Gongting quickly waved his hand and called Jun Hongzhao over. Jun Hongzhao nodded slightly, half shyly, and bowed. My little girl Jun Hongzhao, meet the young master. Her demeanor was quite comfortable, showing the style of the Jun family. I don't know why the ancestor became the young master. Anyway, just follow Chen Gongting and call him. But from this point of view, the genius of their Jun family, the pride of heaven, is no different from a firefly competing with the bright moon. Chen Fan must not be too old. Chen Fan hummed, the principle of not getting up early without profit. It's worth it. Miss Jun, are you willing to stay in my Chen family? Jun Hongzhao half knelt down directly, with her jade hands in front of her. Young master, Hongzhao is willing. Staying by the side of a young master of the emperor, it must be endless glory. Chen Gongting smiled. Young people are easy to talk to. This matter is settled. Jun Hongzhao stays in the Chen family. Before Chen Fan had time to study her, he was called by his mother. Mom, what's the matter? Yang Lingqing looked a little serious. Fanner, it's time to tell you about the deal between your father and Emperor Xuanji. Chapter 73, Divine Gate, News from Father. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 73 Shenmen, News of the Marriage. Hearing this, Chen became serious. Mom, do you also know about this? Regarding this matter, I have always wanted to find out, but conditions did not allow it. Unexpectedly, my mother was also an insider. This is great news that suddenly appeared. Yang Lingqing hummed. Mom does know, you have the strength to know, and that is an ancient gate called the Divine Gate. After saying this, Yang Lingqing had some emotion on his face. It's hard to keep a secret. If it weren't for her son, she didn't know if she would have the chance to tell her. It's good now, and I feel relieved as the relay continues. Shenmen. Chen was a little confused. Yang Lingqing nodded. That thing that you and I encountered by chance. Speaking of this, her expression was a little complicated, because it was also the place where we met and decided to be private for life, which was of great significance. His tone paused and he continued. And near the Divine Gate, there is a void, with the laws of time and space, forming a chaotic place that is difficult for ordinary people to approach. Perhaps, there is also the small world space on the other side. But there is such a existence, and with their strength, it is difficult to contact them, so we reached a deal with Emperor Xuanji. Of course, all this is also known from the results of Emperor Xuanji's exploration. Yang Lingqing seemed to have thought of something, and slowly began to fall silent. The meaning is very obvious. A place with laws will definitely be valued by powerful people at the level of the emperor. This is a benefit, the laws of time and space. Chen is more dignified, it is related to the power of the law, which is by no means ordinary, but with the master's ability, it can be sensed that it is very ordinary. It makes sense to reach a deal. However, the master is quite virtuous, otherwise most people would be afraid that such a secret would kill people and silence them. You can't say right or wrong, but this is just the rule of the strong. Mom, so your master has already been to the divine gate? Yeah. Yang Lingqing looked at his son. Emperor Xuanji has indeed been there, but she can't figure it out. She can only guess that there may be an opportunity to break through the emperor's peak state. That's why she chose reincarnation, trying to control the more powerful power of the law of reincarnation, and then explore. This matter is really painful for you. When I think about my son, I feel very pitiful and heartbroken. Emperor? That's because didn't say that, otherwise wouldn't necessarily become a powerful emperor. Chen is digesting the news. If there is really an opportunity to break through to the peak of the emperor realm, I am afraid that no powerful emperor will give up, because now, in the ancient continent, there are no strong men above the imperial realm. This is tantamount to stopping the fantasy of all peak experts. Seeing his son's silence, Yang Lingqing quickly comforted him. My son, don't blame your master. In the prosperity of this world, many times you can't help it. When Emperor Xuanji returns, he will still teach her son, but it will inevitably delay time and easily cause trouble for him. Then he sighed, I don't know where Emperor Xuanji is now. Come back quickly and see your son. The pride of the Chen family doesn't need to be taught by you. She is still a little naughty in her heart, because the Chen family has risen under the leadership of her son. She really no longer daydreams. Various resources and strong men are not bad. Chen silently did not dare to admit his death. Mom, I won't complain about master. Where is this divine gate located? Yang Lingqing said, it is located in Hongzhou. In a place called Huangdao Domain, there is a deserted land. Chen's expression became hot. Mom, I will go there. As for the barren state, it is adjacent to Taishu state and is also the most barren state, and despite the fact that there are so many Dao domains in each major state, a large part of them are actually unable to adapt to the survival of the human race. Either the devil is rampant, or it is an extremely dangerous place. Just like Baidi state, there are only less than 5 realms that can be occupied by the human race. Hearing this, Yang Lingqing trembled, sighing, I knew you would go. If she could, she didn't want her son to take risks, but as a mother, she had no reason to stop her son from doing anything, not to mention my son's father. Chen held his mother's hand and comforted him. Mom, don't worry. By the way, Daddy, maybe my mother knew some traces. Yang Lingqing's body was shaking again, and his expression was a little ugly. You went to Shenmen. Don't listen to the advice. You have to go, you have to go. What? Chen was stunned this time. Went to Shenmen. I thought that in order to find the way to the rise of the Chen family, I would suffer a lot, and maybe even be hunted and beheaded all over the continent, but instead I went to Shenmen. But with the strength of weak chicken, is it possible? Mom, do you mean that? Yang Lingqing nodded. In order to find a way to rise up the family, your mother took the risk to go to the divine gate. Emperor Xuanji sent her there. I don't know whether I will live or die. But I know that I am still alive. She said this, but she was not sure. But what could she do? Chen became solemn, as expected. Even the emperor feels that dangerous places must be unpredictable, so he will not touch them easily. I didn't expect that a kiss would be so troublesome. You can all imagine the scene where the master used all his strength to protect his dear and then threw her directly over. Now that has happened, cannot stop it. Mom, we'll go find to kiss you. Yang Lingqing leaned quietly in her son's arms. The handover was completed, the rest were things beyond her strength and level, and she respected her son's choice. Outside the ancient continent, in the endless universe, there are countless stars here. Looking down, each star is a world. Some are strong, some are weak. In a star called the True Spirit Realm, a middle-aged man was in the air, looking down at everyone. With a wave of his hand, he had the power to destroy the world. He sighed, it seems that this true spirit realm is far inferior to the ancient continent. How lonely and helpless Wudi was, and this all started from the fact that he had to step into the gate of God in order to rise up his family, regardless of the dangers. At that time, Emperor Xuanji slapped into the gate of the gods. The power of the emperor could allow to break through the constraints of time and space for a short time without being affected, even so, was still affected by the chaos of time and space, and was almost stupid. He thought he was going to die, unexpectedly. He was lucky enough to be transferred to such a place. Fortunately, here is the most powerful. There is no danger. If it were another powerful place, might have died. So, the unknown is the most terrifying, and it makes people stay away because they are afraid of death. This also proves from personal practice that there is a hole on the other side of the gate of the gods. The specific details are not clear with S ability, and unknowingly, became an undercover here. Look, that World Master. The World Master is mighty. The endless spirits below shouted wildly and worshipped, that's right. At the beginning, he was still very wretched and hid himself, but he ended up being the master of a world. He was invincible in the true spirit world and was highly respected. Master of the realm, I'm going to give you a monkey. Nonsense, who am I, the master of the realm, how can I be deceived by the dust? The middle-aged man immediately became serious. You do have a son, I wonder if you are willing. I am willing. We are all willing. You are not worthy. Okay, let's not talk about this. The middle-aged man shook his head. If you want to choose for your son, you have to choose the best. Isn't it up to you? Then he sighed, I don't know how Lingqing is, how is your son, how is the Chen family? It was not very good when I came out, and I didn't expect that I couldn't go back. It's useless to go back home. It's hard to continue to be the head of the family. If possible, it would be good to move the Chen family here. It's a pity that it's unrealistic. It is more reasonable to think about going back honestly. With these people, the Chen family will surely be able to grow stronger after returning. It is not in vain to risk one's life, the entire true spirit world is included. Ancient continent, a few days have passed, the movement of the Chen family members returning slowly calmed down, everything has been arranged. The sudden appearance of the Chen family has caused huge waves in the entire continent, because an imperial family has accumulated foundation and slowly risen with traces, and has never seen such a thunderous momentum suddenly appear. It seems that the great emperors can cultivate overnight, with hot spots. Naturally someone will dig deeper. The great Emperor Taihuang of Beidazhou also died at the hands of the Chen family ancestor. The great Emperor Xuanhuan of Taixu was also killed by the Chen family ancestor. The Chen family ancestor is not weak at all, and he is hard against the great Xia royal family. The ancestor of the Chen family casually descended on a huge city, with his hands and eyes all over the place. It is said that he may have become a peak emperor. Isn't he the reincarnation of the legendary ancient god? It's so terrifying. Oh, it is said that the ancestor of the Chen family is only 3 years old. True and reliable. With one order, 10,000 people returned. Have you seen it? The Chen family is the 6th, and you have to pay attention to your back. You can't kill him even if you catch him, otherwise the whole family will be retaliated. The obscure news, the not-so-obscure news, slowly spread out and became the focus of the time. At the same time, the Great Xia dynasty. Chen Gongting, that the Great Xia emperor was completely furious. A prince just died outside, and his little queen followed others, and ran away. But he himself has never seen it. And he ran with Chen Gongting. Chapter 74. The Emperor of Daxia couldn't stand it, the Gu Shijun family, the head of the Gufeng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 74. The Emperor of Daxia couldn't stand it, the Shijun family, the Phoenix clan leader. What a Chen family, this is forcing my Daxia ancestor to do it. That the Emperor of Daxia began to break down, and Longyan was furious, but he also understood that the emperor who had just been born in the Chen family had already lost sight of Daxia. Otherwise, why didn't Daxia take a step back? And he killed them directly, obviously without any fear. This is the feeling he gave me. How could he not have a trace of scruples? Could it be that Daxia has now fallen to such a state? This is extremely rampant. He has never been beaten by the top forces on the continent. In this way, the only way to deal with the emperor is the emperor. There is no other way, and our great Xia is unwilling to offend a great emperor, not to show cowardice. Otherwise, how to deter other dynasties on the mainland? The other party has already stepped on our great Xia's face. If we can endure it, it is tantamount to announcing to the world that great Xia is incompetent. Not to mention, the little queen ran away with him. How can a dignified emperor endure such humiliation? Moreover, the Jun family will know about this sooner or later, and conflicts will inevitably arise at that time. No, it is better to take the initiative to trouble the Jun family. Use this excuse to exert pressure. The great Xia emperor was thoughtful and went directly to the emperor realm ancestor. Our great Xia dynasty has 3 emperor realm powerhouses sitting in, including you. One of them is the 5th level of the emperor realm, and another is the 4th level of the emperor realm, and the 1st level of the emperor realm. As an emperor, he naturally will not go there in person. Soon, he arrived at an ancestral land in the palace. The Emperor of Daxia also had to be respectful. Meet the 2 ancestors. It is rumored that the Chen family ancestor can kill the Emperor Xuanhuan of Taixu, so his strength must not be too weak. Although I don't know why he is so strong, the previous choice of fearing that both sides will be hurt is correct. Otherwise, if one ancestor goes, he may be injured, and the gain will not outweigh the loss. But the 2 ancestors are not counted as Emperor Qiyao. As long as the ancestor can contain them, it is not difficult to kill the Chen family ancestor. After all, the ancestor of the 5th level of the Emperor realm is far from the Emperor of the 4th level of the Emperor realm. We already know about this. Hearing this, the 2 old men immediately showed sharp eyes, full of murderous intent. Dare to trample on the dignity of my royal family, it is tantamount to looking down on us. It's been a long time since I last saw you. We are responsible for guarding Daxia. When there is no crisis, we will naturally go into seclusion, but now, the emperor who suddenly appeared and disturbed this situation is tantamount to shaking the foundation of the Daxia dynasty. We cannot stay out of it and should wipe it out. Then, the 2 peak strong men disappeared, which was straightforward and without hesitation. Seeing this, the Emperor of Daxia knew that it was safe. He was just worried that the ancestor would be injured by the strong, because the injury of such a realm of strong men could be fatal at times, which would also damage the foundation of the royal family. But it seems that there is no room for maneuver. Then his face became fierce. He threw away his dragon robe, and sent people directly to the Shijun family. The Shijun family, the head of the family, Jun Hongzhao, took a deep breath, and had received a warning from the great Xia emperor. This Chen family actually dared to confront the great Xia dynasty. It is hard to imagine that the emperor who had just been born, how could he have such confidence to fight against the royal family with endless background? I don't know if it's just courage or stupidity. Even if we refuse to recruit and don't kill King Chen, we won't go to such a point, and even if we are the first generation of the Jun family, we dare not do so. After all, the royal system is complicated. How easy is it? Is it really that Barefoot is not afraid of wearing shoes? The ancestor next to him reminded, I'm afraid that the ancestor of the Chen family has no intention of restraining himself from the beginning, and his goal has been set on the entire continent. His eyes flashed. His ambition is not small. If the strength does not match the ambition, it will eventually make people feel bullshit, too arrogant and rampant, and it is difficult to look up to it. Jun Hongzhao hummed, and those who understand the connection understand. The deserted continent is so large, and the resources and luck are limited. If you want to expand your family and occupy a position, you can only pull down another top family. This is the way to balance luck and the principle of resource balance, but taking too big a step is tantamount to wanting to ascend in one step, and being too anxious. The real strength of the Chen family is still a moth to a flame, and we will know it after this time. But Hongzhao, that girl actually ran away with him, which ruined my Jun family's plan. Jun Hongzhao said here. His face was deep. I thought Jun Hongzhao would be able to have the status of a mother in Daxia in the future, and would be able to give back to our Jun family, unite in disguise, and not be suppressed by other families. Unexpectedly, he ran away. The Daxia royal family used this as an excuse to make things difficult, and obviously wanted to pull down our Jun family. Master, for this matter, you only need to ask the Chen family for people. The ancestor of the Jun family reminded. Jun Hongzhao nodded, his eyes flickering. That's all. The great Xia dynasty doesn't think that the delusional Chen family can deal with it. They will be dealt with sooner or later. In this way, as long as the Jun family exerts a little pressure, the Chen family will not dare to disobey, and can only hand over Jun Hongzhao, and then give the great Xia emperor a handover. The Chen family doesn't think they can deal with two top superpowers, right? Ancestor, I'll send someone to the Chen family to ask for someone. Jun Hongzhao said, and turned to leave. It's also very simple. It's not openly helping the great Xia to create an enemy for itself inexplicably, but just exerting pressure under the pretext of asking for someone, and the result is the same. In the distant Fengzhou, the Fengyao domain, the Feng clan, as a member of the Phoenix clan, its comprehensive strength is above that of the royal family and the aristocratic family, and it is extremely mysterious. The recent sudden appearance of the Chen family has caused some turmoil in the entire continent. The Phoenix clan naturally noticed it. The chief patriarch Bai Fengrong fell into some kind of contemplation. I heard where my daughter is. The two elders said that the region seems to be exactly right. That's right, the current chief patriarch of the Phoenix clan is a woman with great charm. The red-robed man next to him also knew that his daughter had gone there. Madam, I'll go pick up Fengyao. Nowadays, the outside world is fighting for points and there are many dangers. It's okay for my daughter to stay in the Chen family for a moment of fun, but it's not a solution for a long time. That's right, he is also a patriarch. But he is not the chief patriarch, his wife is the chief patriarch. This is related to the many branches of the Phoenix clan. The Phoenix bloodlines of different attributes are all established by the clan leader. The strongest one is naturally the clan leader. The leader of the entire Phoenix clan, in other words, he can't beat his wife. Of course, this is also an internal alliance in a sense. Bai Fengrong said, husband, no need. The great Xia royal family is not the top among the 10 dynasties. Don't worry about it. Fengyao is happy. What can I do with a headache daughter? Let her be. The red-robed man was helpless. I also know this truth, but the other clan leaders. Before he finished speaking, several people ran in. They were all clan leaders of the major branches, both men and women. Clan leader, let's make a joint suggestion to take the goddess back to the clan. Put pressure on the clan leader to manage the entire Phoenix clan. That's right, it's ridiculous for the goddess to worship the emperor of the Chen family as her master. The Chen family is now seeking its own death. We can't let this involve our Phoenix clan, and hurt the goddess. That we don't believe in such a young emperor. Because it can't exist at all. Moreover, it's not decent for the goddess to be away. It's okay if nothing happens, but no one wants to see it causing trouble for the family. Bai Fengrong suddenly felt a headache. Chapter 75 Bai Fengrong, I don't want my daughter anymore. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 75 Bai Fengrong, my daughter doesn't want it. I am the leader of the clan. Bai Fengrong burst out with pressure, shocking everyone. The emperor's power at the 9th level of the emperor realm shook out, extremely powerful. Scanning the crowd with icy eyes, she knew that she just felt that the Chen family, because of their daughter, was superior to the ancient Phoenix clan. The Chen family may take advantage of their daughter's relationship to ask the ancient Feng clan to take action against the Xia dynasty, which will make many clan leaders dissatisfied and feel deflated. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it earlier. It happened that there was some commotion in the Chen family, so he came to tell her. The man in red robe knows that he can't beat his husband, so he should shut up and talk less. That's right. As for the arrival of these clan leaders, there is nothing surprising. On the other hand, other clan leaders became silent. Clan chief, we don't dare to go beyond that. But if you don't recall the goddess, we won't accept it. Although Bai Fengrong is the clan leader, they still have the right to speak. Second. If the Chen family is destroyed by the Xia dynasty, coupled with the relationship between the goddess and the goddess, it will only involve us, the ancient Phoenix clan. You said that if the goddess insists, will we, the ancient Phoenix clan, step forward or not, but when I come forward, I always feel that the Chen family is so high-ranking that they directly give the Chen family a free life-saving opportunity. This is compensation. Not worth it, no reward. If you don't show up, you have the relationship with the goddess, which will inevitably make you gossip, and put you in the face of the ancient Feng clan, being ruthless and unjust. Bai Fengrong knows this. But she pretended not to care. Amir Zaya, if the Gufeng clan is willing, it's just a casual shock, so why not? As long as the daughter speaks and the mother speaks, the Gufeng clan stands by the Chen family, and the Xia dynasty can only suffer and endure. No rebuttal is needed. She is happy and it is good for her daughter to be happy. However, in terms of the situation, the interests that allow the Gufeng clan to stand out are obviously difficult to convince the public. In other words, the Chen family's high status is just a master-disciple relationship. Letting the Gufeng clan come forward is too incompetent. The daughter's role as master is too small. She still does not have enough say in the entire continent. She is quite in ancient times. The Feng clan was defeated in disguise. I heard that many clan leaders were full of resentment and dissatisfaction. Clan leader, you must not do it. How can I, the ancient Phoenix clan, show up at will? Head of the Patriarch, we know that you love your daughter very much and love the goddess, but you must put the overall situation first. Then the Chen family is not worthy of our help from the ancient Phoenix clan. We cannot be kidnapped by the master-disciple bond of the goddess. If the Patriarch insists on doing this, we will doubt the Patriarch's ability to lead the Gufeng tribe. The words became more and more sharp at the end. Bai Fengrong suddenly became indifferent. No. Hurry up and read a book with your soul, the essential manual for becoming a god, cultivation of mind and nature, comfort, to this level, recuperate and recuperate, your mood is the most important, don't care, try to convince yourself. Then he ignored the patriarchs and looked at his husband. Husband, what do you think? The husband is also the patriarch and has a certain say. Give him a look and feel it for yourself. The man in red robe, Chifeng, was a little silent. Husband, this matter is indeed your fault. Shaking his courage, he activated all the negative bones in his body. I have already thought about everything when I go back and kneel down, but as the clan leader of his own branch, he must put the overall situation first. Just because we are husband and wife, we cannot allow our husbands to make mistakes. It needs to be discussed, because this is not a question of whether their two branches will unite or not, this is a matter of the entire ancient Phoenix clan. Hearing this, the other clan chiefs were very pleased. Chief Chifeng, well done. It's the male who has stepped forward, pattern. But Bai Fengrong became silent, and her husband did not support her. Go back and kneel on the 10,000-year-old ice pick. Seeing that her husband was silent, Chifeng quickly explained to herself, chief of the clan. That's right. We are not husband and wife at this time, so I call you patriarch. Count separately. Fengyao is willful, we can't watch her act arbitrarily. For a small situation, you can ignore it, but it is a matter of great importance, and Fengyao will understand. What's more, she is a goddess, and she is of extraordinary significance. After saying that, he found that the clan leaders didn't mean to speak, they just looked at him, and the husband didn't speak either. Continue quickly. Moreover, there are countless powerful people in our ancient Phoenix clan. Why do we need the outside world to become Master Fengyao? This is unnecessary. Look at me no matter what. The husband didn't say anything either. Furthermore, our Gufeng clan does not need to offend Zhou Zhang to get involved in the troubled waters of the Chen family. Continue to say that this ancestor of the Chen family is indeed a powerful emperor. He has the combat power of the 4th level of the emperor realm. It is also said that he has the supreme bone and the ancient double pupil with the heaven-defying opportunity. He can leapfrog the level and kill the Xuanhuan emperor. But after all, he is just the family background is as insignificant as a firefly. How can we survive this? Not to mention an emperor-level expert in his early 20s, it is nothing more than a joke and a rumor, regardless of whether it is true or false. But Fengyao doesn't understand, we shouldn't not understand the truth. So, leave it to your daughter, it's good for her to be happy. As he listened, something was getting more and more wrong, and all the clan leaders were confused. Why are you nervous? Bai Fengrong gave Qi Feng a sharp look. Qi Feng felt relieved and did not dare to say anything at all. Instead, he said everything he needed to say. The other clan leaders almost didn't react to this sudden turn. Clan leader. Okay, no need to say more. Bai Fengrong glanced at the crowd. My fellow clan leaders, you may not agree, but I understand, so I declare that I don't have this daughter, that it's more comfortable without a husband and a daughter. It's true that I still need to cultivate my mind and cultivate my character. My mood is the most important thing, why bother with the trivial matters of the clan, what? Qi Feng was stunned. His daughter was already eccentric and nervous, but he didn't expect his husband to be even more so. He doesn't even want his daughter. The clan leaders looked at each other and put pressure on the clan leader, but the clan leader just abandoned the car to save the general. He doesn't even want his daughter. Bai Fengrong obviously didn't mean to explain, so she turned around and left. Qi Feng's trembling voice came from behind, husband. Go to the Ice Phoenix ancestral land and retreat. As for how long you retreat, you can decide for yourself. After saying this, Bai Fengrong disappeared. Indeed, no matter what, the ancient Phoenix clan cannot be in chaos, no reason is needed. And as the clan leader, she would not want to see it. What she said is useful, but sometimes it may not be useful, such as now. But what does the ancient Phoenix clan have to do with me, Bai Fengrong? I will go find my own daughter myself. I will cut off the relationship with the ancient Phoenix clan and just have a private relationship. Who else can use the position of clan leader to kidnap her? You said I don't want my daughter, then I will be her sister. Don't say that this clan leader is lying. Of course, she just doesn't want to restrict her daughter's natural freedom. Even if the Chen family is marrying up to their ancient Phoenix clan, she doesn't care about the gains and losses of the details. For her daughter, it's worth it. As for her daughter's master, she should indeed meet him to see if he is qualified to be her daughter's master. She didn't deny that the Chen family was marrying up, and anyone with a clear eye could see it. I don't know what level of cultivation Fengyao has now. If it's wrong, ask her master. Don't say that this emperor is unreasonable. At this time, the Chen family, window_tabula equals window_tabula dot push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target_type, mix. Chapter 76, Bai Fengyao refines the blood of the ancestral phoenix, and her cultivation level breaks. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Through. The ancestor of the Xia Emperor realm arrives, boom, accompanied by a huge force pouring out. The pressure is overwhelming. The phantom of the ancestral phoenix, with dazzling colors, is overwhelming and hovering in the sky above the core of the Chen family. The bright feathers are dotted, extremely gorgeous and noble, like a living ancestral phoenix, but it is just a phantom. Such a scene is shocking, but if you look closely, the huge phoenix phantom is actually circling around a human figure. Bai Fengyao looks extremely insignificant and opens her beautiful eyes, quiet, very quiet, with a tranquil temperament, a thin, clear and cold feeling. Master. I have broken through to the return to void realm. Then she began to howl to announce the good news. She was afraid that the master would know. The next moment, Chen Fan appeared beside her. Girl, the master heard it. You are fine when you speak, you are well behaved, but you collapse when you speak. When can I raise this disciple to maturity? It's a headache. Ding. The disciple Bai Fengyao has refined the blood of the ancestral phoenix and broken through the return to void realm. Congratulations to the host for obtaining an imperial pill. That's right, the imperial pill is an extremely rare resource. Bai Fengyao smiled, her eyes became crescents. Master, I can also refine the blood of the ancestral phoenix. In this way, one day, she will be able to beat her father. Mother is not good, but father is easier to bully, Chen Fan hummed. Girl, practice well, don't bury the ancestral phoenix essence and blood. If you perform well in the future, your master will give you another drop. It's faster than expected. It seems that Bai Fengyao and the ancestral phoenix essence and blood are very compatible. Moreover, the cultivation level has broken through several levels. Extremely exaggerated, of course, this is all because the resources here have been transformed most effectively by her. It's true. Thank you, Master, I will obey your orders. Bai Fengyao was very respectful, she knew a truth very well, the Master led the way, and the practice depended on oneself. So the Master let her go, she never doubted the Master was just too busy. Disciple, take the resources to practice by yourself, Chen Fan smiled, and then, a spiritual energy from his fingers touched Bai Fengyao's forehead. Bai Fengyao did not resist, and the Master was examining her body, the results came out soon. Girl, your physique has also changed greatly, which must be helpful for your future path. Chen Fan was very satisfied. Before, Bai Fengyao was an emperor body, and she also had the blood of the ancient phoenix. Now, under the nourishment of the ancestral phoenix essence and blood, she has greatly improved in all aspects. The main reason is her age. At this age, she is definitely a genius. Then it's still the Master who taught me well. You must flatter the Master. Master, then you guide me in the practice method, and I will flatter you. The Master is too busy, and the disciple is worried about it, and he has to remind me not to forget her. Okay. After all, it is a god-level magic. No matter how good Bai Fengyao's conditions are, she will inevitably feel embarrassed. Bai Fengyao was instantly filled with joy. Finally, she could spend time with her master alone and communicate, and Chen Fan then looked at a few places. After dealing with the disciples returned to the family, everything slowly returned to peace. These days, the sign-in rewards and the collection and improvement of various magic and magical powers were put into the library, becoming the core of the Chen family. The disciples each performed their duties and began to take over various industries in an orderly manner. The emperor-level magic of ancient gods and demons was also given to the masters of various gods and demons pavilions as rewards these days, and the emperor-level magical powers were also given to cultivate confidence and top-level forces, because of the phoenix blood. A drop of ancestral phoenix blood was also given to my aunt Chen Luoyu for strengthening. However, it is obviously more difficult for aunt to refine, it takes a long time, and it is full of dangers, but there are some things that aunt needs to face by herself, this is also her choice. Of course, once she notices something strange, she can suppress the power of Gufeng's blood. As for the disciple Xiaoyu, she is a rookie, and I like to bully her, but I also give her a drop of Zulong's blood, the opportunity is given to her. Whether the disciple has the strength and tenacity to make this road depends on her own luck. The Chen family also uses the original power of the law of time to open up a long river of time, which can control the speed of time. Of course, those who are willing can enter, and if they are willing, I will not force them. Ling Qingqing began to nurture their child, and of course, she was with her most of the time. Later, she began to think that taking over the 5 senior sisters for the master and training them, was definitely not to let the senior sisters be traitors. It's just that the fat water is flowing into the fields of outsiders, we are a family, so there is no need to be polite. Junior brother, can he also be half a master? Anyway, they are from the same family, and the internal cycle is internal, whoever teaches is the teacher, the female emperor. Now put there, no one dares to move, and Jun Hongzhao is familiar with the environment and stays by her side. In a palace somewhere, Jun Hongzhao sighed, this Chen family is really a holy place for cultivation. There is also a legendary and mysterious emperor, which makes her very curious. Why is the young master of the Chen family actually a powerful emperor? It is really unheard of. Although she is not that old, she looks much more mature, which is related to her experience. The emperor is willing to take her in, so she will naturally cherish this opportunity, no regrets. Being able to stay with the emperor is a satisfaction and a way to repay the emperor. Before meeting the ancestor of the Chen family, she might have hesitated. After meeting him, there is no need to hesitate. My mother once said that a drop of water should be repaid with a spring of water. Should should, of course, before, in order for Chen Gongting to take her away, she also told him her secret. This is probably the reason why the emperor is willing to keep her, but she is completely alone, after she has no burden. She smiled slightly. I just hope that I can grow older. On the other side, after Qi Yao stayed at the Chen family for some time, she found that she didn't want to go back. It's not that Tianyuan wants to keep her to guard the house, it's purely voluntary. At this moment, the refining of Panga blood is completed. Open your beautiful eyes. What a strong blood. She can sense that this Panga blood will make her physique and blood stronger. It also means that her combat power will be improved. There is also the god of heaven spring water, enough. For her, it can be said to be luxurious. At the same time, with the rich spiritual energy here, with the speed of time, it is only a matter of time to make a breakthrough. How long will it take? His expression was fiery. This is also a huge reward for her staying here, which is more useful than countless years of seclusion. That is a resource, it is a precious resource that helps her. And it must be sufficient. However, is this really the quality of the Emperor crystal vein? She was very skeptical, so she always wanted to dig it out to see, but she didn't dare to dig it. As for drilling down. But she knew when Tianyuan could kidnap her again and make her unable to move, and she could do anything. She could go with the flow. Go, let Emperor Xuanji know how he views her old rival. It would be more reasonable to fight for it yourself. Suddenly, she noticed the movement outside the city, and her pretty face turned cold. Finally, I'm here. Then she disappeared. Outside the city was empty. The two emperors of the Xia royal family came with the royal family's imperial beasts. At this moment, looking at the Qilin blocking them in front of them, her expression was fiery. As the rumors say, there is an ancient beast guarding the city, that it's useless to get up early. If you can destroy the Chen family's ancestor and get a Qilin at the same time, it seems that it's a complete loss. At this time, a voice came. Two ancestors, long time no see. Then the figure of Qi Yao appeared. Chapter 77, The Law of Splitting of the Great Xia Ancestor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 77, The Law of the Xia Ancestor Split. Qi Yao, you are here. Are you going to be an enemy of our Xia royal family? Xia Ancestor asked when he saw this. Qi Yao and the Xia Emperor were not unfamiliar with each other, but they had been prepared. They were not too afraid. Qi Yao and the Xia Emperor had a cold face. Why am I here? What does it have to do with you, Xia? As for being an enemy, it's not, but Xia stopped Jianyuan's progress, that she was not unfamiliar with these two people, and they had fought each other earlier. As an ancestor of the same level of Xia Emperor, Barefoot is afraid of wearing shoes. At the beginning, Xia gave in and it was over. And now, Xia is afraid that Xia will give in again, because she was not as decisive as Tianyuan is now, beheading the princes and forcing the emperor to such a state. Not to mention that the little queen was kidnapped back. Humph. Extremely arrogant. The old ancestor Xia laughed in anger. Stopping Emperor Tianyuan's steps. It's just a bit arrogant, and you don't know where the mysterious confidence of Emperor Qi Yao comes from, coldly said. Qi Yao, if you leave now, it's still in time. They are currently wiping out the Chen family. As for Qi Yao, it's all in the past. If she is willing to retreat, they will not make things difficult for an emperor-level strongman. There is no need to take risks. I'll give you this back. Emperor Qi Yao knows Chen's mind, although it's not completely understood, it's almost there. If Tianyuan arrives, these two ancestors will be beaten to a pulp even if they die. The difference in cultivation, don't consider whether you can win first. Anyway, you must fight. She likes this kind of thing. Hearing this, the two Xia ancestors understood the determination of Emperor Qi Yao, and they were afraid that they would definitely interfere, so they went around. The only thing that was clear was what kind of magic potion the Chen family ancestor had given Emperor Qi Yao to be willing to help the Chen family in this way. Could it be that Emperor Qi Yao was obsessed with sex? It's possible. It is said that this Chen family ancestor is very young and talented. Then they were too lazy to talk nonsense, looked at each other, and separated directly. If Qi Yao retreated, their target would certainly retreat too. The royal family emperor beast was responsible for restraining the Qilin. Although the bloodline was suppressed, as long as they bought some time, it would be enough. One ancestor directly killed Emperor Qi Yao, and the other was responsible for killing the Chen family ancestor. Find someone to chop. I don't believe that the ancestor of the Chen family has appeared. The face of Emperor Qi Yao changed slightly. Tianqi sword art. With a hum, the sky resonated. Tens of thousands of sword qi condensed into Tianqi, covering the sky and the earth, covering all directions, and immediately met the enemy. She believed that Tianyuan didn't notice it and would arrive soon. Of course, she might be able to stop two emperors. The battle between the emperors and the two emperor beasts instantly burst out with momentum, making the sky of the Chen family dark, and the sun and the mountains shook. If there was a formation to protect it, half of the Chen family city would be destroyed. Such a terrifying movement attracted the attention of the people in the city, and they all looked up, fearing in their hearts. Chen family, an enemy has come. At the same time, Bai Fengrong secretly saw everything. She was anxious. She just wanted to see how her daughter and master would deal with it. It seemed that this containment was the simplest, but it was the most practical. Suddenly, a terrifying law power descended, which was silent and terrifying. Bai Fengrong was a little stunned at the distance. This is the law of time, and it is extremely powerful. That she also controlled the power of the law, and her perception could be wrong, and it was obvious that it was the power of the Empress. So, there was only one possibility. Yes, my daughter and master have reached this level. The attainments are so deep. I immediately started looking for the figure of my daughter and master, but I didn't find it. But she could guess that her daughter and her master had already escaped into the most mysterious river of time. Such a mysterious thing can be seen, touched, and detected. Interesting, the winner is unknown. The daughter and her master's cultivation should not be as good as this Xia Patriarch, but it can be made up. Good. Sensing the movement, Xia Patriarch's face changed wildly. It's the power of the law. Inner horror, how could it be possible? This new emperor can actually control the law. And it looks like an ordinary law power, making them feel like a quagmire. They were caught in the trap without knowing it, and their backs were cold. Why does the Chen family ancestor have to play tricks? Since he is here, why not show up and fight? He immediately roared into the void, and at the same time, he struggled to break through the restraints. It turned out that the Chen family ancestor had already arrived, but they used the opportunity to prevent them from noticing, and this battle could not be avoided, so they did not intend to hide it. While Emperor Qi Yao was fighting, he knew that Chen Xiao was coming, but there was no figure. It was also at this time that Chen Zhao's voice came from somewhere. As you wish. Silence. Death. Everything was still, and time stopped flowing, as if only Chen Xiao could transcend time. Here, he is the master, unless his strength is far superior to his, or there is a superpower that can match his law source. Then a Xuanhuan divine emperor palm slapped over. Ah! An old ancestor of Xia screamed in pain like a pig being slaughtered on the spot. He was involved with Emperor Qi Yao and was ambushed. But if I show up, there must be a corpse. Chen said, and then arrived. Then a figure appeared. Tianyuan. Emperor Qi Yao approached immediately. From this point of view, it's really bad to have no man at home. How dare you? Another Xia Patriarch was instantly furious, and also looked at his teammates. Law of split. In his palm, a terrifying force that seemed to be one with the sky appeared, sharp and unparalleled, involving the way of heaven, and instantly tore a crack, which was still expanding infinitely. The Chen family ancestor really looked young, but his cultivation was obviously far better than his. He was at the 5th level of the Emperor realm, plus a law of power. As long as he broke free, the Chen family ancestor would definitely die. He died, and it was hard to eliminate the hatred in his heart. Law of split. Emperor Qi Yao was a little moved. He didn't expect that this old guy also comprehended the law. In this way, the law is Jinyuan's advantage, and the disadvantage of cultivation has become a fact. Everything just happened in the blink of an eye. Chen was stunned for a moment. He didn't kill me. He immediately slapped him again, and instantly smashed the Daxia Patriarch into ashes. The difference in cultivation was so big, how could he be the opponent? It was only the 4th level of the Emperor realm, and Daxia Patriarch's Rui Abacus was involved, and it was possible to execute it. Although these were all Emperor realm patriarchs, they all looked like middle-aged people, not old men, but they were full of the breath of time. In the dark, Bai Fengrong was silent. "Killing my Xia royal family emperor, you will die." At the same time, another Daxia Patriarch tore Chen's time law and broke free. The killing intent was overwhelming. The only thing that was not expected was that the Chen family ancestor could actually control the power of the law. Is this still the new emperor? It's really scary. Now, after a face-to-face encounter, the teammate is gone before the plan is executed. It is a huge loss for the royal family and it is absolutely unbearable. But as long as the Chen family ancestor is killed, the goal is achieved, and the ancient beast Qilin is taken away, some of it can be compensated. Law of Split. Die. The terrifying aura rushed to the face, belonging to the power of the 5th level emperor, overwhelming. Qiyao, the emperor, knew that Tianyuan could not be distracted when killing another Xia ancestor, and at the same time, he said without saying a word and killed him with a sword. However, the swords in her hands were torn apart by her disciples. Okay. She was right, her cultivation was suppressed, and her power was also suppressed, and she retreated rapidly. Seeing Xia ancestor killing in front of her, her face turned pale. The speed of the law of split tearing through the void is too fast. Suddenly, this ancestor Xia moved, and the law of split seemed to be useless. Chapter 78 Daxia Patriarch dies. The Jun family comes to ask for someone. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 78 Ancestor Xia died. The Jun family came to ask for someone. Emperor Qiyao was able to take a breath, and without saying a word, she dodged first as a sign of respect. Under the law, the imperial weapon seemed as fragile as paper, and she was not stupid, but she knew that Tianyuan's move. Ancestor Xia's eyes widened, and he could not move forward. His expression became horrified. How could it be possible that his law of splitting could not be torn again? The power of destroying the world was suddenly useless, just like a baby facing an adult, unable to break the bondage. What kind of power did you use? He was afraid in his heart, so he was just at the mercy of others. He didn't want to die, he had already begun to retreat, and he didn't want to kill anyone at all, he just wanted to leave. But it was too late. Die. However, what greeted him was a supreme force to fight. Of course, when Chen Fan attacked, the power of the law was just one word, fast and silent, and the source of the law of time. I want to see how you tear it apart. However, this ancestor possessed the law of splitting, which he did not expect. Otherwise, he would not have been given the opportunity to tear it apart. Of course, everything was still under control, and he was not afraid that the other party would hurt his teammates. Bai Fengrong continued to remain silent in the dark. Chen Fan's power of law was too majestic, and his attainments were deeper than hers. Strength can break everything. This is the impression after watching. At this time. Ancestor of the Chen family, stop, please stop. The Jun family came to ask for people, and seeing such a scene, they hurriedly stopped. Ancestor Xia was even hung up and beaten. They can't mess up their Jun family's plan. Emperor Qiyao went over to intercept and block at the same time, but Chen Fan ignored it at all. Under the supreme bone, the blood of the supreme flowed, and he pressed down with one palm, destroying the world. No. Ancestor Xia was like a rat nailed to an iron plate, and it was difficult for him to escape. He knew that the ancestor of the Chen family had the supreme bone and ancient double pupils. Therefore, although there was a gap in cultivation, his combat power was not enough to kill the 9 profound emperor. The potential and threat were much stronger than the Qiyao emperor. That's why the royal family was completely determined to eliminate the troubles and kill them in the bud. However, the ancestor of the Chen family could also pose an absolute threat to the emperor, who was in the heavy realm of the emperor and had the power of the law. The Jun family could never stop it. Despair. Boom. The next moment, the voice of ancestor Xia disappeared, and his figure disappeared. Death. as for the royal family's emperor beasts, they were defeated and retreated step by step. Soon, everything returned to calm, the people in the city cheered. Many people in the clan came late, because everything happened too fast and they couldn't keep up at all. The Jun family members' faces changed wildly. They followed the orders of the head of the family to take back Jun Hongzhao, but the Xia ancestor was dead. Killed by the thunder of the Chen family ancestor, this energy is enough to be described as terrifying. Do we want to return it or not? It's too late to say anything. Chen Fan took back the source of power of the law, which was quite a lot for his consumption, then he glanced at the Jun family. Who are you? That he couldn't recognize them, but he could guess that in addition to the Jun family who had the courage to come, there were also some involvements, and it seemed that there was no other ability. However, it seemed that there was still some super strong hidden in the dark. The Jun family members looked extremely ugly. The middle-aged man in the lead said, "Ancestor Chen, we are from the ancient Jun family, and we are here to pick up my eldest sister from the Jun family." The tone was deep. Ancestor Xia died, his luck declined, and the plan of the head of the family fell apart. They are now sitting on pins and needles, not knowing whether to change their plans for the sudden incident, but Jun Hongzhao is also a member of their Jun family, and the Jun family will naturally not be afraid of the Chen family. Hearing this, Chen Fan understood, and he really loved the Jun family. He came to ask for people. But at this time, he happened to come to ask for people, just to show his position and exert pressure. He is not stupid. Everyone go back. Jun Hongzhao is now a member of my Chen family. He and the Jun family have no open grievances. The main thing is that at this time, he is afraid of the existence in the dark. Although the other party does not seem to be hostile, he has to be on guard, which is a serious matter. Now the Jun family can only stand aside. Chen family. The Jun family was confused. It would be fine if they recalled your brother from the Chen family, but now they are openly snatching people. The middle-aged man in the lead did not want to give up. Chen family ancestor, this move is not appropriate, right? Jun Hongzhao's identity is sensitive. Now that the old ancestor of the Xia family has fallen, it means that Jun Hongzhao can take advantage of the situation and take the position of the mother of Xia, and even force the Emperor of Xia to be forced by the Jun family. In this way, the entire Xia may have to be affiliated with their Jun family. This terrifying interest is absolutely of great importance. What's wrong with it? Chen Fan was cold in an instant. Being afraid of the strong in the dark does not mean that the Jun family can take advantage of this to rob. The Emperor's power rolled over, and the Jun family flew backwards in an instant, spitting blood. The Jun family was unbelievable that they dared to attack them. His face changed wildly, and he struggled. Does the Chen family want to be an enemy of our Jun family? To have our own people, we have a legitimate reason to fight, which gives us confidence and makes us the right side. Jun Hongzhao is also worthy of them. In order to choose a position without offending the Chen family, the Jun family did not send the emperor to secretly unite with Xia to put pressure on them, because once Xia appeared, it would be a threat to the Chen family, and it would be easy to control them, completely offend the Chen family, and wade into this muddy water. I never thought that the Chen family would not hand over Jun Hongzhao. They even offended their Jun family at this time. If you are not really afraid, you are not afraid. It is taboo to make enemies everywhere. So what if I'm the enemy of your Jun family? Chen Fan narrowed his eyes and tried once. He was sure that the hidden strongman was not the emperor of the Jun family. Who was he? His mind was more focused on the unknown. I don't know if I can use these people to lure the other party out. The Jun family dared to be angry but dared not speak. The Chen family was too rampant, just as the rumor said. Ancestor of the Chen family, we want to see Sister Hongzhao. After being beaten, we have to talk nicely. They knew that they couldn't deal with Chen Fan, and they didn't want to give up, but if they could see Jun Hongzhao, maybe they could break through from other aspects. Chen Fan didn't kill them, which means that the Chen family didn't want to offend their Jun family completely. Your requests are too many. Chen Fan knew that he couldn't lure out the hidden strongman. The other party was not the emperor of the Jun family, nor was he related to the Jun family, but today, it was really lively. Hearing this, the Jun family members' hearts trembled, and Chen Fan casually slapped over. The Jun family members were slapped to ashes. The Jun family members would never know why Chen Fan suddenly killed them. They only knew that the Chen family's ancestors did not follow the ethics of martial arts. The Emperor Qiyao's eyelids jumped. He didn't know why Tianyuan wasted so much time talking, and finally killed the Jun family. However, the thoughts of the Jun family could not be guessed. Even if they were tested, they could not be understood. But now that the ancestor Xia is gone, they have to be brought up and settled. It's definitely not because of Jun Hongzhao, and Chen Fan looked in one direction. I don't know what you are here for, sir, that the other party is very strong, otherwise many emperors would not be able to detect it. But under his double pupils, he still has nothing to hide, huh? Emperor Qiyao began to be confused. Then, a charming female figure appeared. Chapter 79 Show. Bai Fengrong, I am her sister. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Chen family's ancestor is as famous as the legend says. Bai Fengrong appeared. She knew that her daughter's master had noticed her, so she didn't care, but seeing it with her own eyes, it was indeed as the two elders who went back said, very young, as for whether she was in her early 20s. As a mother, she must study it herself. Seeing this woman, Emperor Qiyao immediately became alert. A strong person. Much stronger than her, intuitively. Why do I feel a little dizzy? When Chen heard this voice, he secretly said, not good. Danger, this woman is extremely dangerous. Who cares what the other party says, and this is the law of sound, which comes from the mouth and is hard to guard against, making her soul turbulent. But looking at this person, why does she look familiar inexplicably? A phoenix robe, unparalleled charm, noble and dignified, especially this devilish posture, charming and elegant, with a hidden and terrifying aura, absolutely extraordinary. The law of light. Her eyes, immediately pulled Emperor Qiyao behind him, and reminded him, lock your perception. At the same time, he came out directly. The source of the law of time. The power of the law instantly enveloped a large area of the void, but he found that the figure that was slowly approaching was not affected by the flow of time. One step, unstoppable. It seemed that it was very easy to move its long legs, its hands fell casually, and it approached with great confidence. It seemed that the shoes could make a crisp sound when stepping on the void. The law of illusion. Chen's eyes were full of pupils, and he cleared the fog. The opponent's attainments in the power of the law were simply beyond the sky. Supreme Bone. The golden bone seal appeared all over his body, and he was hard against the law. The opponent did not go out with all his strength, otherwise, if he was besieged by such a law, how many people in the whole continent could escape? Soon, behind the double pupils, the woman disappeared. The law of speed. Chen Yu knew very well that the other party was not hiding, but using extreme speed to escape his double pupils. As the saying goes, only speed cannot be broken. At the same time, there was an extra palm on his body, and Bai Fengrong's beautiful eyes were confused. It's really 20 years old. Touching the bones, the daughter's master is indeed young, still a little, young, and Chen Yu hugged the Emperor Qiyao and dodged. What do you mean by this? What do you mean? You have released so many big moves, tell me what this means. Xiu. The first time I was Xiu. Bai Fengrong retracted her thoughts and stared at Chen Yu. Her master, don't be afraid. You are just curious about your age, and I can't have any ideas about you. Why hide so far away? Danger. This woman's every move is extremely dangerous. How could Chen not be on guard? However, her master. As soon as he saw Bai Fengrong's appearance, he suddenly realized. So you are the emperor of the ancient Phoenix clan. I wonder if you are here for Fengyao. Except for the eldest disciple, there is no one else. After all, the eldest disciple is a rookie. He guessed that the woman in front of him should be the eldest disciple's biological mother. Otherwise, she would not be the same as the one caste, and she would act so nervous. Of course. Bai Fengrong smiled, I came for my sister. Puff, Chen almost couldn't help it, sister. Then you are the elder sister. The eldest disciple actually has such a big sister. I'm sorry. I don't know how to call you. From this point of view, they are friends. The previous friction was all a test of respect for the first meeting, but he could also guess the other party's intention. After all, the influence of the Chen family suddenly grew countless times. Among them, there will naturally be something involved. Just call me Fengrong. Bai Fengrong said casually. Fengrong? Is it really her sister? The ancient clan has always been mysterious. With his previous family level, he can't contact her at all. Then Chen Rua didn't hesitate. Emperor Fengrong, I will summon Fengyao now. Wait. Bai Fengrong stopped him directly. Her master, I'm looking for you, not her. Why don't you invite me to the Chen family for a chat now, that when the parents are talking, the children should not interrupt and watch. Chen Rua was a little silent. Such a thing, not knowing her purpose, is tantamount to a heavyweight nuclear bomb. The main thing is that I don't know what the ancient Phoenix clan is thinking. That's too dangerous, have to be on guard. Don't get me wrong, I have no hostility towards you. If there is, it just disappeared. Is her master satisfied with this answer? Bai Fengrong reminded him when he saw this. You might as well say it directly. Chen Rua will not gamble. Such a strong man is definitely at the top of the entire ancient continent. Unless Bai Fengyao comes out to take him away, he will not agree. No need to discuss. Bai Fengrong didn't care. She was very alert, which was not a bad thing. Then her face changed, extremely cold and beautiful, with long phoenix eyes. Her tone also changed, and she said seriously, Her master, what are you going to do next? That she could indeed stand by her daughter's side, but now it seems that she is not needed. The Chen family can solve it by themselves. Such a young emperor is the most pleasing and interesting. Chen was stunned for a moment. If you hadn't appeared, I would have been in the palace of the great Xia royal family. It is difficult to completely wipe out the royal family, but with his current ability, it is not difficult to wipe out the remaining peak forces of the royal family. When the time comes, the wall will fall and the foundation of the royal family will naturally be destroyed, and it is only a matter of time. It is the appearance of the Jun family that makes everything a little confusing. Bai Fengrong hummed, it seems that your goal is very big. She understood what her daughter and her master meant, that is, to take this opportunity to make the Chen family famous throughout the continent. Pull down the royal family of Daxia, prove their own position, step by step. As the saying goes, not bad. Exalted. Chen said politely, the Jun family wants to take back Jun Hongzhao. From this point of view, it must be related to Daxia. From this point of view, the Jun family is also half an enemy. That's right, a little queen's position will make the Jun family even more powerful. That's why they sent her to ask for it at this time, just to make it feel like they are standing with Daxia, so that he dare not fight against the two top forces of the continent at the same time. The Jun family obviously doesn't think that his Chen family can shake Daxia. Now, he was able to kill the great Daxia Patriarch, which was unexpected and caught him off guard. So it seems that I disturbed her master's plan. Bai Fengrong said softly, what else? Chen wanted to ask, but he couldn't say that because things had their priorities. It doesn't matter whether it's earlier or later. Bai Fengrong didn't care. In addition, the Jun family, you offended them for a woman, and the loss outweighs the gain. It is not a wise move to make enemies everywhere when the family is just established. Because there is no simple top force, and what can be destroyed is only the things on the surface. Undercurrents surge, who can predict? What if I gain, what if I lose? Chen sighed, besides, a woman is not the key, but it is not necessarily a bad thing. If the Jun family wants to use Jun Hongzhao's current status to support Daxia, let Daxia become a puppet royal family, affiliated with the Jun family, and merge in disguise. It will be difficult for the Chen family to deal with it. It seems so. But no one knows that his 1,000 saints have not yet been used. Not to mention, Jun Hongzhao can't leave. Even if the Jun family has ambitions, it's useless. Bai Fengrong heard that she didn't know what means and confidence her daughter's master had, at this time, she suddenly heard a voice. Mother. Chapter 80, Her Master, Do You Still Want a Disciple? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 80, Does Her Master Still Want a Disciple? Bai Fengyao arrived late. She came to join in the fun, but unfortunately it was over, but she never expected that the fun would be transferred to her. Seeing that figure, she was stunned for a moment at first, but how could she admit her mistake? Then he called out from afar, and happily flew over. When Chen heard this, he was confused for a moment. It's true that the eldest disciple is here, but, mother. Not sister. What a real mother. It's really bad. From this point of view, Emperor Fengrong must have a different identity. I said, how come the eldest disciple has a sister of this level? She is too strong. How many generations does the age difference have to be? Bai Fengrong suddenly froze on the spot. I don't want to hear it. I'm alone. Then he narrowed his eyes. Girl, something bad happened. Staring at Chen, he explained, Teacher, don't listen to that girl's nonsense. As the saying goes, an elder sister is like a mother. You know what I mean. Seeing that my daughter was about to rush over, without saying a word, I just waved my hand and quickly blocked her with my strength. You can come and talk after I explain it to your teacher. Chen smiled awkwardly but politely, and then nodded. You are strong and you have the final say, but it seems to be quite fun, as long as they let it go. Anyway, they feel happy and unrestrained. This is probably the biggest thing they have in common. They are very nervous. Mother, Master. Bai Fengyao's face turned dark after being blocked. I don't know what my mother and my teacher were talking about in secret. After Bai Fengrong finished explaining, she released her daughter. Upon seeing this, Bai Fengyao threw herself into her arms. Mom, I miss you. He leaned in with his head buried in his arms, hugging his waist very tightly. Bai Fengrong touched Bai Fengyao's hair. Fengyao, sister, before I have time to tell you, you just yell and tell me how to meet people. If you let it go, don't take it back. Wouldn't it be very shameful? Huh? Elder sister. Bai Fengyao raised her head and looked at her mother. Mom, sister, you are my mother. Bai Fengrong stared at her, wondering why she didn't understand. She felt it was necessary to go back and educate her daughter. Huh? My daughter's cultivation. Returning to the void realm is serious. I suddenly realized the important point and immediately checked my baby daughter's health. This check didn't matter, she couldn't believe it. The cultivation level has been horribly improved, and the level of bloodline is even higher than hers. This is probably the reason for the improvement in cultivation level, and the physique and soul are also extremely powerful. This is so rare. It's even more effective than at home. Silence, silence. Come to the conclusion, as expected, she's not my daughter. It's just my sister, just like a different person. Bai Fengyao smiled and said, Mom, Master gave me the essence and blood of the ancestral phoenix, and I successfully refined it. Immediately announced the good news. She is not playing here, she is practicing hard, and she has also learned to guard the house. Essence and blood of Zhu Feng. Bai Fengrong was completely moved. How could Chen come into contact with Zhu Feng? The ancient Phoenix clan is now just a descendant of the bloodline. He didn't care about educating his daughter anymore and turned to look at Chen. Her master, do you still want to be a disciple? Such a generous teacher must also give me one. With the ancestral Phoenix essence and blood, she will definitely step above the 9th level of the Imperial realm, the peak Emperor realm. Before, my layout was too small. As soon as he said this, Chen, who was smiling and watching the lively reunion of mother and daughter, was immediately stunned. Bite, system, shut up. Don't mess around. She is so strong, I can't think of it. Bai Fengyao curled her lips and immediately started to make trouble. Mom, you don't want to become a disciple. You are the patriarch of the Gufeng clan, how can you accept someone else as your teacher? Girl, don't say too much. The teacher is the teacher, do you understand? Bai Fengrong immediately became serious. Chen was embarrassed. Senior Fengrong is joking, Junior is so virtuous. No more eyes. However, I feel that their life must be very interesting if they get along like this. Just look at Bai Fengyao and it seems that she is always happy. Bai Fengrong was indeed a bit joking. Her master, that would be a pity. What a pity, Zhu Feng's essence and blood. If becomes a teacher and her daughter's teacher is willing to give it to her, she will definitely not refuse. However, Chen cultivated his daughter Zufeng's essence and blood, which was already considered a devotion. How could she perceive her daughter's progress wrong? This is an unexpected surprise. Mom, let me take you around my house, the Chen family. Bai Fengyao saw this and pulled Bai Fengrong to leave. Teacher, you also follow. Chen felt that the eldest disciple might be confused on both sides. How to speak, reminder, Senior Fengrong, this junior is going to the Daxia Palace. To avoid long nights and many dreams, now is a great time to step on Daxia and let the Chen family officially establish itself. Otherwise, there may be some unexpected changes, and we have to guard against them. Bai Fengrong didn't seem to be harmful to the Chen family, so he let her go. The eldest disciple is the guarantee. Bai Fengyao looked back at her teacher, but it was a pity that she couldn't go for a stroll together. Otherwise, we should have a talk with the parents. In the past, we were often talked to by parents in the Gufeng clan. Bai Fengrong stopped and said, Master, let me go. I'll guard the Chen family. She knew what Chen meant because of the Jun family. Now that I'm here, it's reasonable to be ordered around. Anyway, it's my daughter's teacher's request, and as a parent, I should satisfy it. Thank you, Senior. Chen suddenly felt that it was too stable. Qi Yao, Qilin, let's go. It was also at this time that Jun Hongzhao appeared quickly. Emperor, will you take me with you? Xiao asked. Chen thought for a moment, okay. Jun Hongzhao is the person involved. No matter what the relationship between Daxia and the Jun family is, he will know it after a while. Jun Hongzhao breathed a sigh of relief and smiled slightly, then, they disappeared. Bai Fengyao pulled Bai Fengrong's hand. Mom, let me tell you a secret. Master was broken off. Bai Fengrong was stunned. The emperor was broken off. She didn't think much about it. Sister, let's go and read books together. Mom, do you miss me? Yes, I miss you every night, otherwise why would my sister come to see you in person? Mom, what about Daddy? Your dad is a rebel. I punished him to go to the ancestral land for retreat. What that at the same time, Daxia dynasty, the Emperor of Daxia was furious, and his majestic imperial power was released. The wind and clouds changed, and the world lost its color. The entire palace was shrouded in a terrifying power, which made people afraid, terrified, and worshipful. Chen family. He roared madly, and he didn't care about his position. The life cards of the two ancestors were broken. That was the emperor-level ancestor. He also had a powerful law power. How could he fall outside? How could he do that? The eyes of the Emperor of Daxia were bloodshot and red, and his defense was completely broken, because the loss of the two ancestors was tantamount to the end of the luck of the Daxia royal family. It was over. He had a position, but he was alone and could not protect the foundation of the royal family. At most, he was an emperor-level force. This was like a nightmare for him. How could the Chen family ancestor easily wipe out the two great emperors? How far has he grown? It's a pity that no one told him. The fear inside began to spread. I thought I had a sure win, but I still lost. No matter how much I don't believe it, it has already happened, and I have to believe it. The wound that started from the Tianyuan domain took a very short time to spread to the core foundation of their Daxia and destroyed it. Before, I never thought about it. I wouldn't have provoked the Chen family ancestor earlier, but it's too late. Come here, protect the emperor. That it seems that the opponent's strength is not ordinary, at least the peak strength is completely stronger than their Daxia. If the Chen family's strength is underestimated, the first one to be operated on and stepped on can only be their Daxia. The Chen family ancestor is very likely to come. No matter what, as long as the opponent dares to come, he will definitely not be allowed to leave easily. Don't believe that the opponent has no wounds. This is where it is easy to be arrogant. The royal family is worried about life and death, so how can they care about the gains and losses of a little queen? Window, _tabula equals window, _tabula dot push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement. Below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target _type, mix.